Yo! So, it's been a little bit since I've made a video, but, I saw a Michael Cthulu video of him making the demon-killing knife from Supernatural, and I'm a bit of a fan of Supernatural, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I have an angle grinder, and I have a power supply for etching, so I figured I don't see why I can't, I'll give it a few tries. It's just metal, so metal's very forgiving as opposed to wood, which is what I'm normally used to working with. I got the stencil from his video. This is the actual size. It's about 7.5 inches from here to the tip. And then I'll make another stencil for the handle, but that's, that is whatever you can get. He found it as a elk horn from a dog chew toy, so I'm going to try to find something like that, but I'm going to try to make the knife first because that's the hardest part. I bought this from Home Depot, and it's like that's about an 1/8 inch thick steel bar, and it just looked a little anemic to me, like it would be a little too thin. But if the 1/4 inch turns out to be a little too thick, I got this from a guy at work, Steve, thank you. If this turns out to be too thick, then I'll go to the 1/8 inch, but I think the 1/4 inch will work. So the first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the scale off. I could put it in a vinegar bath, but I want to do something today, so I don't want to wait a day. So I'm going to sand off all the scales so I can put the stencil on and trace out what I need, and then put the stencil on, and we'll try cutting it out. Okay, so now that it is all shined up and I can actually see what I'm drawing on there, we're gonna leave a little extra room on the tip there. I'm trying to save an edge here so I don't have to cut too much. Nice and warm. Dogs are crazy today. I didn't have the full picture from, wow, that's big. That's what she said. I'm leaving the tang a little short just in case, because I need this extra piece right here for the guard, which hopefully will, I might be able to take the guard out of here, so I'll make the tang a little longer. I can always shorten it, but I can't grow metal on there. Alright, let's get to cutting.
Mama! Oh, that's hot! Alright, there's the blank. It's still really hot. Scale on the backside. It's really rough right now, but I don't know. I might have to restart. I'm not sure if I like it. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so these are still super sharp right now, and they need to be more curved. So I need to see what I need to do. So this needs to go in right here.
Oh shit! Kick the tripod. So right now, I'm just taking my Dremel tool and going in and getting those curves in, you know, every time, you know. So yeah.
Well, that happened. I don't think these are really meant for doing steel, but it kind of looks like a die grinder bit right there. I might just try using that. Get my mouse back up.
No, it grinded that smooth. Plan B.
Alright, so I got just, I'm pretty much done with the die grinding. I got most of these knobs or notches pretty even. So now it's time to start on the edge. So I have, this is 1/4 inch, so I'm going to start with an 1/8 inch. Take my square here and put a line. Hope you can see that. Okay. So now Michael Cthulu, he ended up doing an edge, like a crisp edge first, but he decided to round it off. So I'm just going to go straight to rounding it off because the etching makes it look like there's an edge on there. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to round it off. So basically I grind down to the line that I just put right there on this side, on this edge. And then when I want to do the flip side, I'll clean that off, flip it around, redraw it, and go from there. So, get my mask on.
Safety goggles. Remember your safety goggles, kids. So that's what it sort of looks like after you do the edge, and then you sand it, and then you wire wheel it right there, and it kind of evens it all out. I still got to do the other side, but it's nice and rounded off. I'm going to round it a little bit more. There's still a flat area here, but and I got to get these guys somehow. Well, I might not worry about it because the guard goes right here and then the handle comes right there. So it might not be a problem. Cha cha cha.
Light's kind of poor in here. It's kind of harsh on the surface, the finish, but that's a rough polish with the sandpaper and the sanding discs, and then a wire wheel over, make it look all nice, and it's all ground out. Obviously, that was the last thing I filmed, was me grinding it. So now it's time to start with the etching. Now I got to figure out what I'm gonna put it in. Probably one of those, and we'll give etching a shot. I don't know, I might Google it to see if there's any special things you need to do. I think you just need like a sacrificial piece of steel, and I'll probably get some of the cutoffs are over there from this bar, and I'll probably use that. Alright, so first I got to cut out the stencil from one of these, but sorry about the noise. That's my little indicator to stop me from forgetting to turn power off. But this is my little light panel for cutting out stencils, and look, There's a little demon symbol. Last thing I was working on was a Supernatural t-shirt. That was pretty funny to me. I don't know. Alright, so next thing I'll do is I'll film me cutting out the stencil. I don't have fancy vinyl or a buddy that's Michael Cthulu. I don't have somebody that has a vinyl printer or vinyl cutter, the little cricket thing. But say hi, champion. But I'm just gonna use duct tape, and we'll see how well it holds up to the salt water. And if it doesn't work, then I guess I'll start all over again. But yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. Alright, so got the dirty duct tape. I'm just gonna make like that. And then the packing tape is for after I put the packing tape over, it takes it up in one, and then transfer it onto the fucking knife. So I think there's a short on my light panel. So just checking the frame. I think the leads on my light panel, I did not make this thing very well, but I think they're shorted, they're touching somewhere. But I just wanted to film this because this took forever. Look at that. Oh my god, that took forever. This is solder. Yeah, looks like they're touching right there. Alright, let's try it now. Well, they turned on for a second. What the hell? What if I do this? And turn it down to 5 volts. Hey, look at that. Alright. Make sure to be gentle as to not short them again. Ah! Damn it! Oh, the fucking wire broke. The fucking... Alright. Fuck! This time I'm not going to screw it down, just so I can get done with what I want to do. Okay, stay on. Like so. And then you take a couple pieces of paper or tape. I already fucked that one up. Nothing can be simple. And cut out what you want to etch. That. So then we take this, take that off, take that off. Okay. So now we take some packing tape. And I really hope this works. I really do. And this stuff's super sticky, so stick it on there. Hopefully it picks up the duct tape. Oh, wow. Okay, so I got everything that I don't want masked, or everything that I don't want etched masked off, except for this. This is going to be hanging out of the tub to put the electrode on. So yeah. So I got my salt water. I'm not sure if I made it right. I just mixed salt and water. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's working. Sweet. So start the fill you in when it's done. Things are happening. It's turning a green color. Well, that definitely never happened in Michael Cthulu's videos. I don't know. Stay tuned. It appears to still be working. You can see the bubbles shooting out right there. I'm just vaping while I wait. I'm gonna stop at 15 minutes and see. So we're approaching the 15-minute mark and it's turned into a slimy green substance. But the black is there, and that's what we always see in the Cthulu videos. So yeah, I think it's working. Alright, we've hit 15 minutes, so I'm going to kill it and let's see what we got. The sacrificial piece of steel looks a little pitted, but no worse for wear. I'm going to leave it in for another 15. We'll see what happens. It didn't seem too deep before, so we'll try again. So that's the bath after the aftermath after a half hour, and oh shit, it etched. It did bleed through a little bit right there, and right there, and on the other side, right there and there, but I can clean those up. So duct tape, it does work. You just got to be careful with make sure that everything is completely masked off. Yeah. Alright, so I just did the last etching, and they came out a little fuzzy, but you go and you take a wire wheel over it, and then a Scotch-Brite, and I think it turned out pretty good for, you know, my first try. I mean, let me say, I'm an electronics technician. I am not a metal worker by any means. Hey, dog hitting the tripod. So, I think this is pretty impressive for my first try at metalworking. So, now the next step is to take this PVC here, and I'm going to glue it together for tempering. You know, I'm going to glue those together, and that's like a flat end cap. There's my glue and my primer, and then fill that with motor oil, and then you heat this guy up till it's nice and hot, and you douche. So that's what we're doing next. Oh no, it's all dried up. That is probably not gonna work. So I wonder what, when in doubt, super glue. Why not? It's just gotta be oil tight. My dad is gonna be shaking his head watching this video. He's a plumber. You can't do that to PVC, you better. You could have came over and got PVC glue for me. You're in Lake Orion. Oh man, yeah, that bonded quick. I mean, it's plastic. That's kind of what it's for. So, I just trying to get this all together and get ready. I drilled a hole so I could put a wire hanger through there and dip it in and then pick it out after it's hot and after it's cooled down. But I went and I couldn't find a wire coat hanger. So, next best thing, straight up wire. Why the hell not? I don't see why not. So, feed it through his there. And twist. Do the twist. And I don't want this slipping off, so I'm going to quite literally solder it on there. And I don't want to wait for them. Oh, yeah, there it goes. I was going to say I don't want to wait for my iron to heat up because it takes forever. I just going to use a torch, but this will work. Pokey, not hot. Yeah, you thought it was hot. It's pokey. Everybody at work's like, "Hey, Kyle, when you solder, things get hot." It's like, yeah, well, I'm impatient. And I don't want to listen to that desk. Alright. Oh, it's hot in here. It is hot in June. Watch me run out of map gas now. I don't have fingertips on these gloves. think that's about... Hang on. I want to make sure it's still recording. Yeah. I think that's about as hot as I'm going to get it with what I got. Plus, I don't want to stand here for ages. And that will definitely harden it some. Not as good as it would have been if I had a forge, but I don't have a forge. You know, where it's like glowing red. But this will do something to it, you know. I was concentrating on that tip area, because the tip is the most susceptible to damage. Another project that I gotta get back to. Thor's hammer. Yeah. What's up, champion? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. It's a slow cool down. So I kinda hardened it. I got it to a nice blue color, which means that the temper was gone, basically, and then I dunked it in the oil and then I cleaned it up. I don't know. It's still a little dark, but I kind of like the darkerness in the letters. There's still some flat edges on here, so I'll end up sandpapering that while I'm waiting for this. Well, I can't do that while I'm waiting for it in the oven, but I will end up sandpapering this and then wire wheeling it and then scotch brighting it again. But the next step is to anneal it. I don't know. I think what I did was tempering, and now I'm going to anneal it, where you put it in the oven at 400 degrees and then let it sit there for an hour and then just let it cool off. But while I do that, I'm going to start working on the stencil for the guard. So, yeah. Okay, so the oven's preheating right now, but while I'm waiting, I want to get the dimension for this because I know it doesn't match the stencil perfectly. But if you look, there's like a little ramp. It ramps up like this, and that's no good for my purposes because I want the guard to slide on and fit nice and snug, and right now it would be like tight, and then once you get past that tight spot it'd be loose, so I got to take my angle grinder and grind that down flat.
Yeah.
Alright, so first thing I'm going to start with is the width of where the guard's going to go. If I can find a pen. There we go. And so that's the, come on, that's the wrong way. Alright, it's 1/4 inch metal, so we'll do rabbit run. So there's the inside hole of the guard. Next thing is to take this, take my X-Acto and cut this out. Sometimes it's just sometimes it's always me. How dark can these always be? The clock strikes midnight, 1, 2, and 3:30. This half-ass rhyme with this half-ass piece of paper. I'm desperate at my desk if I could just get the rest of the shit off my chest, but again, stuck in a slump, can't think of nothing. Fuck, I'm stumped. Oh, wait, here comes something. I can just hear my fiance right now. You're not cool. So that's the length of it that it needs to be. So now on either side of the blade I want it to come out about 1/8 of an inch. So we mark 1/8 of an inch. I don't have a stencil for this. This is why I'm kind of freehanding it. And so that is what I need to cut out on the metal. See my regular. Alright, so it's been in for a little over an hour. It's not yellow like in the Cthulhu video, but oh well. And there it shall sit till it's cooler to touch. So I got it marked out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a couple holes, and then I'll die grind out, and then I'll go in with files after that. Always bites as soon as it goes through. That sucked.
those little scallops in there.
So what I just did is I took the guard piece that goes right here and I torched it and threw it in a little Coke can full of motor oil because the oil made it a slightly different color. You can see this is where I ground back and this is the color after you oil it. So I want them to be matching colors, so I torched it and dunked it. So yeah. Now they're matching colors. So now the next part is to find a handle, and this has to be welded. I'll do that Monday at work. But yeah, it's looking pretty damn good. Okay, so I went to the Pet Supplies Plus and I found this guy. Now this looks similar to the one in the show because the one in the show looked like this. And it just seemed similar. The sharp edges on the ends here, they'll be ground down to a rounded bit. And in the show you can see that on the edge here it's kind of rounded and there's white showing. And I'll chop it right around here. And that picture's from season 12, one of the episodes where it's like the heist, where they have to steal the mahogany box with the demon's bones in it. And that picture is from Sam showing the collector the demon killing knife. So I think that was like the best picture that I could find. So we're gonna start sanding this down.
This is stupid! Oh shit. Un momento, por favor. Woo!
It smells like I've been you know that smell you get when like the dentist is drilling into your teeth? That's the smell after grinding this thing. Not bad. So now the only thing to do is get the guard welded on, which I'll do tomorrow. Today's Sunday and tomorrow's Monday, so I can get it done at work. And then it'll be done. I'll have to clean up the weld around the top and the bottom. But, ready to kill some demons.